I'll bet it all.
And Amy Schneider's first show.
Amy, you're the only one with any money.
Plus, 3 more players claim their spot in the first ever Jeopardy! Second Chance competition this week.
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Are you suffering from painful bunions or hammer toes? The Family Foot and Ankle Clinic staff can treat your issues conservatively or with state-of-the-art surgical techniques. We are highly trained in the latest treatments and procedures to get you back on your feet as quickly as possible. Most surgical intervention is done on an outpatient basis. So don't wait. See how Family Foot and Ankle Clinic can help make your life enjoyable again. Call our office today to schedule your visit at any of our convenient locations.
The Central Wisconsin Military Show live auction Friday at 4 p.m. Huge military swap meet both days. Saturday is Family Day with scavenger hunt for the kids.
Your weather forecast 24/7 on WJFW.com.
And you're going to send Tim Michaels, an incredible success story, Tim Michaels, to the governor's mansion, and you're going to reelect the amazing Ron Johnson, so respected.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, former President Donald Trump visits Wisconsin backing Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Michaels. Plus,
we're having some rain out there, but we're going to be in the clear. When does that arrive? I'll have that coming up.
And Republicans choose Milwaukee as the host city for the 2024 National Convention. It's Monday, August 8th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
Good morning and thank you for starting your day with us. I'm Jackie Smith.
And I'm Kathleen Amanda Perez.
Right, we're just going to hop right into some weather. I noticed we had a fairly little storm this weekend, little rainy weather out there, even some this morning on our way to work.
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag of weather conditions. Hopefully, it'll change for the better, right?
We have Conrad over in the Weather Center to give us a little forecast about what our day is going to look like. Conrad?
Yeah, it was another day. We had some rain showers earlier today, but good for us. Taking a look outside on our graphic, most of this has finally moved out. All of this is finally just to the east, so all of that heavier rain has moved out, and it will continue pushing east. So the yellow is indicating some heavier rain, even some thunderstorms. No severe thunderstorms at that, which is a really good sign for us. Weather-wise, and we'll finally continue to be in the clear. Dew points are going to continue to drop as we're in the 50s in the northwoods, a couple of 60s down south, a little bit more humid air, but that will continue to dissipate. So dew points will continue to go down. It'll be more on the comfortable end, and later on today we'll finally feel really comfortable, less on the muggy and sticky end, and temperatures are a little bit on the cooler end. I'd say near average for this time of year. We're in the mid-50s in the northwoods. Same thing, a little bit south of us, some 60s actually just south close to Wausau, so a little bit warmer there. But later on today, we'll continue to warm up into the 70s.
Former President Trump held a rally supporting Tim Michaels' campaign for governor on Friday night. At the rally in Waukesha, Trump bragged about primary victories for candidates he had endorsed. He also predicted more victories for his chosen politicians in Wisconsin's upcoming primary.
3 months from now, the people of Wisconsin are going to fire your radical Democrat governor, Tony Evers. Tony Evers. He's a real beauty. And you're going to send Tim Michaels, an incredible success story, Tim Michaels, to the governor's mansion, and you're going to reelect the amazing Ron Johnson, so respected.
He also took a shot at Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, saying that her recent trip to Taiwan played into China's hands. The former president also repeated debunked claims that the 2020 election was stolen by Joe Biden.
On Friday, the Republican National Committee voted and decided on which city would hold the 2024 convention. The event will be taking place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. At the event, the delegates of the Republican Party will select the party's nominees for president and vice president in the 2024 presidential race. Milwaukee was slated to host the 2020 Democratic convention before the event was changed to strictly online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Wisconsin went to Biden in the 2020 election after going to Trump in the 2016 election, both by narrow margins.
The 52-year-old Minnesota man charged with stabbing a teenager to death on the Apple River was in court Friday. Nicolay Mew has retained a defense attorney that was on the Kyle Rittenhouse's legal team. Rittenhouse was found not guilty of shooting 3 men, 2 fatally, during a Black Lives Matter protest claiming self-defense. Mew is charged with the murder of 17-year-old Isaac Schumann and stabbing 4 others while tubing on the Apple River last week. Like the Rittenhouse case, Mew is expected to say he acted in self-defense because he feared for his life. The details of what led to the stabbing are not known.
A conservative Wisconsin congressman hinted that he would support a federal law banning abortion after 20 weeks, calling it a common-sense policy. Republican Representative Tom Tiffany said that it is proper for states to decide on abortion restrictions for themselves. Tiffany spoke on Wisconsin Public Radio ahead of Tuesday's primary. He faces an unfunded and mostly unknown Republican candidate in the 7th Congressional District, David Cornelius. Tiffany also spoke about voting in favor of a 20-week abortion ban while he was a state legislator. Republican Governor Scott Walker signed that bill into law in 2015.
And it looks like the U.S. will make a push to go greener. The House is poised to pass a bill containing the biggest plan to combat climate change in U.S. history.
That's after it squeaked through the Senate yesterday on strict party lines. Amy Kiley looks at what's in it.
And the bill, as amended, is passed.
This Senate vote yesterday likely means the U.S. will soon work at going greener.
It's the biggest investment in climate change in history.
The House is likely to approve the bill as early as this week. It already passed an earlier version, and every Democrat in the Senate voted for the final plan.
I think it's going to set a tableau for the House that will make it much easier for the House to pass.
I look forward to voting for it next Friday in the House of Representatives.
Here are the energy provisions in the bill.
40% reduction by 2030 for greenhouse gases, putting us on a trajectory I don't think anyone thought was possible.
We can do it in a way that helps people save money.
It would provide tax credits for things like solar panels and electric HVAC systems, and it extends a credit for electric vehicles. It also invests at least $60 billion in domestic clean energy solutions.
We're actually bringing the labor community along. We're bringing investments in manufacturing.
The bill probably won't get much Republican support in the House after getting none in the Senate. Some Republicans say it's
leaving Americans with higher electric bills, higher utility bills, higher gas prices, and more dependence on foreign countries that don't like us.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin chimed in on the legislation after it passed. She voted for the bill in Congress. Baldwin said, quote, "Our legislation will lower energy costs for consumers and will make investments to boost the production of made-in-America clean energy that will create jobs and take on the climate crisis." She would go on to say that she voted to fight inflation and deliver some fairness and relief for working families.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin's other senator, Republican Ron Johnson, voted against the bill. He wrote in a press release, quote, "The Orwellian named Inflation Reduction Act will do no such thing as a number of prominent experts and economic policy groups have indicated." He would go on to say that giving bad policies a nice name will not prevent the harm they will inflict on us all.
And coming up in international news, signs emerging that North Korea may be preparing for an upcoming nuclear test.
Ukraine steps up its supply of grain shipments. They're gaining momentum. Plus, those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Stony Creek Home and Garden in Minocqua carries a great selection of stylish and extremely durable outdoor furniture. View the finest brands such as Lloyd Flanders, Hollywood, Ebel, Jensen, Seaside Casual, and Jensen Outdoor, and at competitive prices. Create the outdoor room of your dreams. Liven up your home with flowers, trees, shrubs, ceramic planters, and many more greenhouse wonders. View Stony Creek Home and Garden's unique items just south of Minocqua on Highway 51.
Need a new boat? Then it's time to trade and upgrade with Alumacraft Boats and American Marine and Motorsports, because we need your old one. We need to buy fishing boats, pontoons, and speedboats. So trade in your old one and upgrade into a new Alumacraft boat today. Come check out our huge selection. Or we could help you get top dollar by selling your old boat on consignment. It's time to trade and upgrade with Alumacraft Boats and American Marine and Motorsports. Shawano.
It was a constant pain. It did not go away. It was constant. I said to my husband, we are making a phone call and going. That was the first treatment that I had with laser, and it's just so wonderful. I just relaxed. I feel I should have went sooner, and I didn't, but my knees are pain-free. It's just wonderful.
Just because chronic pain is common doesn't mean you have to live with it.
Call 844-200-PAIN to schedule your no-cost consultation.
Good morning and welcome back. So we had a rainy start to the day today. All of this right over here, that green and yellow indicated on the radar, that's the form of rain, and even some thunderstorms in the yellow. That came in earlier today. Now good for us. It's starting to move out. So most of this is out of the area, and it will continue to push east. So still some counties on the eastern side of the state are encountering some rain. Green Bay still has some rain showers out there and some thunderstorms north of Green Bay. But in general, most of this will continue to push out. And then we're in the clear. So this week looks like it's going to be a different trend. It's going to be more of a dry trend. We're going to have some dry weather. So expect lots of sunshine, some beautiful weather. So get that sunscreen and your shades ready, because we're going to have a lot of sunshine the next week. But that rain that we're having right now, still in some counties, there's some flood watches south central Wisconsin, Madison area, Milwaukee, Green Bay area, because of that rain yesterday and then today. All of that piling up all at once, some heavy rain is a lot for those roads. So temperatures right now, we're also a little bit on the cooler end, some near average to slightly below average temperatures. We had some 70s to start the morning a couple days ago in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. But today we had a cold front that passed by, so now we have some 40s and 50s even in the area. Wisconsin, same thing, some 50s up north, 60s in central Wisconsin, and then, of course, some 70s in the southern part of the state. So temperatures are a little bit on the cooler end. We had some warmer temperatures to start the day yesterday, some 60s. So it was looking nice and warm. Today, a little bit more on the cooler end. Still not too bad, some mid-50s in the area. A couple of mid-60s down south close to Wausau. And then south of that, even warmer by Green Bay, close to 70 degrees. So our average high this time of year is supposed to be close to 79 degrees with an average low in the mid-50s, around 54. So we are pretty much near that. Our temperature trend, though, does show some above average temperatures tomorrow into Wednesday. But look what happens by Thursday. We cool down once again into those 70s, and then we'll be sticking around near some average temperatures the rest of the week. So last week we had some really above average temperatures in the mid 80s, close to 90 degrees. The hot air, if you don't have any air conditioners, those fans weren't really helping as much. But now finally we're in a little bit of a cooler temperature trend today. Same thing, a little bit cooler, below average temperatures, partly cloudy later on in the day after the rain moves out. So we'll just continue to decrease that cloud cover throughout the day. Tonight, same thing, mostly clear skies, calm weather, and temperatures are going to be nice and cool, around 48 degrees. And our 7-day forecast does show a lot of clear weather the rest of the week. Jackie and Kathleen?
Disturbing new indications that North Korea may be ramping up its nuclear ambitions. Satellite images from Planet Labs show new structures being built at North Korea's Punji nuclear test site. This comes after a confidential UN report says that Pyongyang is taking steps to prepare for a future nuclear test. Pyongyang is where North Korea has conducted 6 underground nuclear tests. The UN report says the development has been ongoing there as well as at other locations. Ukraine's grain exports are starting to pick up speed, raising hopes that more food could soon be on the way to those who need it most. 4 more grain shipments left Ukrainian ports Sunday morning, loaded with close to 170,000 metric tons of food. They're headed for Italy, China, and Turkey. The UN estimates 47 million worldwide have trouble putting food on the table because of the war. President Zelensky says the exports are good news, but it shouldn't be taken for granted. The Hamanian Museum in London announced it will return ownership of its Benin bronzes to the Nigerian government. This decision comes from the museum's board of trustees. In a press release Sunday, the museum said the 72 objects being returned were forcibly removed from Nigeria's Benin City during Britain's military incursion in February of 1897. The items being returned include 12 brass plaques, as well as ivory and brass ceremonial objects, brass bells, and a key to the king's palace. The museum received the request from Nigeria's National Commission for Museums and Monuments in early July of this year.
And coming up in medical news, a life-extending treatment for a new form of breast cancer is on the horizon. Plus, New York investigates a recently identified case of polio. We'll be back with these stories and more news and information after the break.
The sun is setting on Toyota's national sales event. Wait, they have until September 6th.
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Toyota, let's go places.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
For a limited time, outstanding individual introduction.